And I can attest, we've had, since Haunt ended, we've had 10,000 Haunt meetings, each lasting 6 to 8 hours each. And all we have done is work on the 40th. There is so much coming for the 40th. This is really the tip of the iceberg. And the iceberg's big enough to take down the Titanic, and that Italian cruise ship, and 3 or 4 other ships. So, and the Minnow, every other, yeah. So, Haunt's going to be really cool this year with a lot of really different things that we simply cannot talk about this early. But rest assured, it's not just, these are the new mazes and the new show for Haunt 2000. No, it's going to be crazy big stuff. So it's really cool with new concepts, new things to do, new things to see, all based around, it's the big one, it's 40 years of Haunt. We want to do it up like no other. We want it to be memorable so that people like Randy can come 15 times instead of 14, get that extra visit out of him, right? All right, so thank you again, Brooke. There it is. All right. We're going to get to some of these questions here. Yeah, all right, so, okay. Here's one addressed right to Rafi. You ready, Rafi? Rafi, why did Canada get a second B&M Hyper and Knott has none? What's that about, eh?
Don't forget I'm
Cast of strange
Don't forget I'm
fruits.
still American here. The second one, because the first one was so good, Canada's Wonderland, and this is going to be the first 300-foot B&M ever built, so it's going to be an exciting ride for them. Actually, we do have a B&M ride. The Silver Bullet is a B&M ride at Knott's Berry Farm, so the question needs to be rephrased again. You know, we would always look at our product and what we got going on with it, and we'll make the rides fit as they come up for us. So, in the meantime, we're just going to hold that on and off.
All right, there's a follow-up question in another guy's pen. You ready? What did Canada's Wonderland bring to the table, changes, here at Knott's, and have you had a chance to implement any of what you learned there?
You know, it's a diversified group. You learn a lot from a very, very strong community group. Canada's Wonderland is a naturally beautiful park, and when you look at Knott's Berry Farm compared to Canada's Wonderland, we don't have that kind of a foot space or land mass. We don't have the natural beauty to it because we have a lot of land, we have a lot of buildings and concrete and asphalt. Trying to bring some of those beautiful soft spots as the planners and what have you. That's what I'm trying to bring back to this park.
All right. I'm going to intermix some stuff here. I was up really late last night because that's what I do. And I compiled a list that I sat down and made of these are the top 10 movies about theme parks that I like. That I think, I put them in a real weird order. It's an exhibition, not a competition. Please, no wagering. So, honorable mentions, I'll just go through them real quick. The Simpsons are great, they always do really good theme park episodes. Ed Wood, you've seen Ed Wood with Johnny Depp, it has a really cool dark ride sequence where he's in the car with Patricia Arquette or Sarah Jessica Parker? Sarah Jessica Parker. So he gets scared on the ride and with the person sitting next to him. So, Parenthood, you wouldn't think of that as a theme park movie, but it has a really cool roller coaster finale where the old lady talks about going on a roller coaster and then they do this weird camera angle of Steve Martin looking at a play and actually being on a roller coaster. It's really cool. Something Wicked, This Way Comes is great. It's more about a carnival, but it does have that feeling of the scary carnival on the road. The Wizard, anybody seen The Wizard? From 1989, it's like an hour-and-a-half commercial for Super Nintendo and Universal Studios. There's a kid that's like off a little, but he can play video games really well, so we all like him. You know, like my cousin. Adventureland, I put Adventureland, somebody said, my wife was like, you know, Adventureland should have been higher. And I said, no, it's got Kristen Stewart in it, so it's only gonna go so high. And it's got Ryan Reynolds, and it's like, oh, I'm asleep already. Plus, they have to have a little bit of reality in them, and if anybody ran their park the way they did Adventureland, you had a business in like 2 weeks, so. And then Zombieland, I put Zombieland as an honorable mention, which is great. Except, anybody like, Joey, you can attest to this, they turn the whole park on with one switch. You know? They're like, hey, we gotta get all the rides, lights, shops. There you go. How awesome is that? I mean, it'd be great, right? One guy shows up, hold on folks, Jeff, we open in a minute.
Jeff, that switch is in my office, by the way.
Is that switch in your office? Okay. All right, so we'll get to my top 10 list in a second. But first, let's go with some more questions here. Hello? What is more reliable, the Dippin' Dots guy or a Six Flags ride? Whose question is that? Are they here? That's your question right there? You know what? You won a Soy Joy bar. I have a whole box here. What is more reliable, the Dippin' Dots guy or a Six Flags ride? Because they've both been in bankruptcy, so. I'm sorry. What if they can't pay the bill? Like, it's not like at Six Flags, you can't pay the bill, the ride's like, well, we'll turn them on in a minute. The ice cream is like, please, eat fast, it's melting. Where's the beef? What is that? That's not even a question. Is pimpin' easy? With that jacket.
You should know, look at your jacket.
Is it jacket? Who said that was? Rafi, any plans to install some banana phones?
What's the banana phone?
What's a banana phone? Is that a real thing or is this like a... Okay, I don't get that. All right.
Maybe a couple of tree phones.
Here's a really good question. Why is today's event so much better than yesterday's?
Yeah.
Wow. Whose question is that?
Who asked that?
Right over here? Soy Joy Bar, you ready? Here we go. Why is today's event so much better than yesterday's? Last games. Okay, Rafi, this one's for you. It's a drinking game, everybody. So anytime this question gets asked, everybody take a drink. So everybody do this. What's up with the music in the park?
We like it.
We like it. There you go. All right. This just says Sean. I don't know Sean. All right. I like this one. Will you do Ghost Rider backward during haunt?
Oh.
Wait. With fog, smell effects, and monsters.
Magic Mountain, try that, no.
Yeah. I can say no. And they had their own smells. So, why is it called Supreme Scream when it's more of a mild yell? I don't know. Everybody do this? Bring back the Ghost Town music. There we go. Was Leviathan originally destined for Knott's? And if so, why did it get sent to Canada's Wonderland? There was a screw
No, it
labeling.
wasn't. It's always been dedicated to Wonderland.
Okay, never coming here. All right. My top 10 list, the top 10 best movies about theme parks. Number 10, I cheated. It's The Brady Bunch. And it's a 1973 season 5 episode where they go to Kings Island. Anybody remember that episode? And never as a kid, if I wanted to go to Kings Island one after watching that episode, the Brady kids running around with a poster of Yogi Bear when it's supposed to be Dad's plans, the new expansion. Fabulous episode. So, all right, let's go back to questions here. I love you, Rob. You are my God. Hail to thee.
You wrote that one, didn't you, Jeff?
It's blank. Yeah. All right. Can we expect a Catawampus maze for the 40th?
The monsters can only say moo. I don't,
Yeah, it just says
I don't
moo.
think it'd work.
Yeah, I don't know. But it will be run backwards with smell effects and monsters. And is Dia returning for the 40th?
Yes, Thea will be back.
C. All right.
There's some tweaks in it too.
Some tweaks to Dia.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Is your favorite hobby now seeking wind? Yes. If you were to ever work haunt, where would you work and why? Yeah, I've worked haunt a couple of times. Oh, if I as a monster, like if I was going to work as a monster.
Yeah, what maze would you work?
I wouldn't work a maze. I'd want to be on the streets.
You want to be on which street?
And I would want to be dressed as a walking catawampus.
So you'd be in Ghost Town.
I tried to get somebody to make that costume. They thought I was crazy.
You'd be in Ghost Town.
I'd be a ghost town. How about you?
You'd have to audition.
Yeah, I'd have to audition. I probably wouldn't make it.
I think I'd be an aristocrat in... No, I take that back. I'd be a zombie in Piracy.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Rafi, would you like to work on?
I think I'm steering my position right now, so I'll just do it at that.
Okay, Joey?
I think I'm with Brooke. I think I'd be a zombie as well.
Okay, well, we are anyway, so it wouldn't be much of a stretch. In general, what are you stoked about for the 40th? I wish I could say. I can't. There's something really cool coming that I can't talk about.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff, so.
All right, number 9 on my list is the movie Roller Coaster. Came out in 1977, right? It's awesome. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, you got to see this. This is like, it's hard to remember, like this is a long time ago. In 1975, Jaws came out, and it made people terrified to go to the beach. Like, I was really young, but you watch Jaws, I watched it as a little older, and you were terrified to go in your pool. Like you knew the shark was going to get you. Well, they did this for theme parks. They couldn't do this movie today. Like, I think people would get too irate about it, right? But this was a movie about a mad bomber blowing up roller coasters at all these theme parks. He was like, you're not safe anywhere. They're gonna check the ride. Doesn't matter, they're gonna blow you up, so. All right. What mazes will be returning for the 40th? Can we go into that?
No, let's not go into that.
Will there be a theatrical rope drop like the Overlord opening again? Can't go into it. Can't go into it. Drop ride. Will there be any new coasters soon? Yes. Yes. Okay. Will Ghost Rider get the Rocky Mountain treatment? What does that mean, Rob?
Oysters.
Rocky Mountain treatment?
Is that Coors Beers? Coors Beer?
No, God, no. You don't want that.
What?
You guys have been out to Six Flags Over Texas. They redid the Texas Giant, which suffered from lots of spine-breaking roughness, and retracted and sort of turned it into a very smooth steel ride that a lot of people really like. And I think people are asking if you guys have ever looked into that technology and thought about it for Ghost Rider.
No, Ghost Rider, as far as log ride's concerned, never, because log ride's one of the most iconic rides we have here, so we just want to make sure we bring back to its glory days, and that's what we're going to be working towards. So.
Wait, log ride or Ghost Rider?
Pardon?
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider. No, Ghost Rider will be Ghost Rider. That's the way it's going to stay. We want to distinguish ourselves from the other parks, right?
I love Ghost Rider the way it is. I like the wooden roller coaster-ness.
I don't understand the wooden coaster to be
I
a
love that.
steel coaster. I don't understand that. I don't get that. All right. Joey, what are the different methods of getting to the top of Supreme Scream and Windseeker to perform the morning inspections?
The first one, yes, you can ride the basket up to the top of the tower, and in most cases, the maintenance guys do that. The other method is they climb the tower as well, rung by rung all the way up and checking the entire structure as they go up. So those are the only two methods. And then obviously, Ops comes in and rides in the morning to make sure it's ready, functioning properly.
And a slingshot.
Slingshot.
Is there a slingshot?
Yeah, you know, just try that.
You lace your hands together and you go, get up there. All right. How often do you have to replace the cable on Montezuma's Revenge? When we don't get the channels we want.
It gets replaced yearly.
What?
Yearly. Annually.
Okay. All right. And why was the parachute jump removed?
Yeah, it just basically ran its time. It just didn't have the ridership it was getting at one time, so we took that out and put it in spring swing.
All right. All right. Number 8 on my list of top 10 is Summer School, 1987. Anybody remember Summer School? Yay! There's a really cool sequence where they come to Knott's Berry Farm and they ride the corkscrew. It's really cool, right? And Mark Harmon's not solving a murder, so I enjoy it. All right. All right. This is a soy joy question. I heard that Jeff Tucker wrote a book. I know he is shy about self-promotion, but does it have any copies available for purchase today? I bet the book is awesome, just like Jeff. Signed, Jeff's mother. Who wrote this question? You're taking credit for that? Here you go, you get this? Yeah. That's why I'm at a theme park and not playing pro ball. Yeah, I can answer that. My book is right here. It's called The 6 Keys. It's 500 pages. It's awesome. And it's available for sale right now in the Ghost Town Magic Shop. The copies in there I did sign. I hurt my hand signing all 24 copies that they purchased. But if you buy it today, which I would be really cool if you did, I will draw the catawampus in it or whatever you want. So this is Wyatt's got one. You got one, right? Yeah, I'll do it afterwards. Thanks, Wyatt. So that's my book. It's a 6 key. It's available in the Ghost Town Magic Shop. So there we are with that. It's back to the question. I'm going to save that question. I'm so happy. All right. Why is Knott's Berry Farm so awesome? Because we give out soy joy and not pieces of a broken ride. I mean, this is awesome. You can enjoy this right now. All right. What did Rob sit in? What'd you sit in, Rob?
I don't know. Should I stand up and you can tell me?
Yeah.
This means you have to
Is it like a litmus test?
I don't know. Here, let's see.
Did you sit in something?
What does it look like?
2 eggs and a hanky? I don't know. What did you sit in?
I have no idea.
You sat in some noxious something? Today or yesterday?
I guess Supreme Stream was just a bit too exciting for me.
Oh. Somebody said it was a mild yell, so you might want to have that checked out.
I'll have words with them later.
All right, and then general note, they love the fountain, which we love too, so. All right. Now that Windseeker has opened and is so successful, I like this, open with a compliment. Since you've lost so much weight, honey, I was wondering when you're going to get a job. Now that Windseeker is open and is so successful, is the next project going to be a flat ride or a coaster? Yes, I love Windseeker.
Well, we can't really answer that until we're ready to reveal this, so we're just going to hold off on that.
We don't know. All right, we don't know. All right, I'm going to do another theme park one. Number 7 on my list is Zapped. Everybody see Zapped?
Yeah.
Scott Baio, Willie Ames. Totally ridiculous movie, but it has a really cool sequence at Magic Mountain when it was still just Magic Mountain, right? With the trolls. It's awesome. So, great movie. Zapped. I don't think it's available on DVD. Mine's a bootleg. So.
Do you remember the movie poster for that?
The movie poster?
You remember it?
Yeah, it was him doing this and
Lifting up some like girls.
like Heather
skirts.
Thomas.
Yeah,
It was a drawing though. I don't think it was it really her?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't think it was her. All right. Glasses strap on accelerator, but not Pony Express. Why?
Well, we are trying to get the manufacturer to allow us to have eyewear on Pony Express with a strap. Right now, the manufacturers, we can't have any eyewear on it whatsoever. With Accelerator, we were able to change that procedure probably about, I want to say 9 months ago when Intamin let us go ahead and do that. So we're still working with Zemprella to get that taken care of, so hopefully shortly.
Right, so the answer is the safety specifications are set by the ride manufacturer,
Correct.
not by us.
Right.
You know, we don't just walk up and go, hold on, glass strap, no, stay seated. Like it's not arbitrary, right? There's a manual,
Right.
there's a reason.
There is a manufacturer requirement for that, correct.
Everybody raise your glass. What's with the music? All right, feeling a little tipsy. Where are you going to fix the holes in the ceiling above the final log ride drop?
We just answered that question.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, how many copies of the 6 key have been sold? All total, about 150, so show me. Joey, this one's for you. Boxers or briefs?
Do I really need to answer that?
No.
Just check it.
Schwarzenegger, Commando. Oh boy, all right. Swiss coaster makers, B&M, speak with really awesome Swiss-German accents in TV interviews. Can you speak with an awesome Swiss-German accent?
That's yours, go ahead.
The next one on my list at number 6 is this movie Clifford. Came out in 1994, starring Charles Grodin before he got really old and wrinkly, yeah. So, he's in this movie with Martin Short, see, and Martin Short's playing a young child. And the movie's very disturbing. There's never going to be a movie like it again because it's grotesque. You ever seen Clifford the Movie? It's really obscure. Charles Grodin has to take care of Martin Short, who's playing a child. And Martin Short's dream is to go to this dinosaur world theme park. And it's hilarious when he is on a plane going to see his family, and he causes the plane to make an emergency landing so they won't die, so he can go to Dinosaur World. He ends up implanting a bomb and blowing up Charles Grodin's life's work as an architect, all to get to this ride. At the end of the movie, they go on the ride, and it malfunctions, and they end up dangling over this giant T-Rex that's about to kill him. Fantastic. It's so bizarre that this movie exists. So if you see Clifford, you should really watch it, just for the final sequence where they're at the theme park. It's very cool. So, was that enough for the German Swiss? What's German Swiss? You know, it's like those old... All right. Who was the genius behind Windjammer in the first place? Is that a real question? Is that like, who was the genius behind Windjammer? Or is it like, who was the genius behind Windjammer? I mean, I don't know. Who wrote this question? Is that a real question? Whose idea was, I don't know. Somebody had a broken umbrella and he was like, there's a ride.
That was a tugboat design with a very small footprint, so that's where it lies.
All right. Oh God, this is a book. I read on the OC Register that Ralphie started at Knott's as a custodian in 1979. Is this true?
Yes.
And what positions did other Knott's management have at Knott's before they had career positions, if any? Joey, what did you start out as?
I was a ride operator.
Right up, Brooke?
Painter and monster.
Painter and monster. My first job at Knott's was Sad-Eye Joe. Have you seen Sad-Eye Joe, the guy in the jail that talks to you? That was my first job. 8.5 hours I worked there every day. All right, you ready, Brooke?
Yeah.
Will the mine ride, the log ride, still be used as haunted attractions at Scary Farm in 2012?
Yeah. Yes, there will be something in there. Yes, absolutely. They'll be there in some.
You're being vague. There are ways of making you answer our Swiss German questions.
I talked to. I figured I know how to answer this properly. They won't be billed as haunted attractions, but there will be some special stuff going on in those 2 rides for haunt.
Nice. You know what, I'm gonna give you a soy joy bar.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any plans for updating or changing any of the other scare zones?
Well, we're always working on updating and freshening and keeping it fresh. So.
What are the plans for KOD? We don't know. If you answer, I can be soy joy.
Just like everything else, we're just going to be looking at it. We'll go back to it. We brought some people in for a dark ride type of attraction. We're in the midst of just evaluating all of our properties again. So we'll find out.
All right. How close is the park to adding a new coaster? If so, where would it be located?
Can't get into
Yeah,
that.
there we go. All right. This question comes up every year. It's so odd. Approximately how many trash cans are there in this park?
A lot less than last year, about half of it. So
They took out a lot of cans, right? Are you ever going to bring back the special funnel cakes with the bacon? Today, yes, we have them today. So, that was me. I had a conversation with Foods. I said, can you bring it back one day? They said yes. I said, good, all right. What do you think of my drawing? And they drew a donkey. It's very good. If this was the back of a Max book, you could go to art school. Also, what is Knott's opinion on the killing of animatronic hippos? I think it's a travesty and should continue. Future plans for KOD. Is Snoopy single? I guess. He's a dog. I mean, I don't know.
Hangs out with Woodstock.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my list here. Number 5. Remember, these aren't based on whether the movies are good. Beverly Hills Cop 3. It's a terrible movie. Watch it like on the background with the sound down, except for the song. But talk about a weird love letter to theme parks. Have you seen this movie, Rob? Beverly Hills Cop?
Definitely,
Like,
yeah.
it's awesome, right? Like, not only does it have the Sherman Brothers wrote the theme song for that park, Wonderworld, in it, right? Which they play ad nauseum in the movie. But it takes place up at Great America, which is supposed to be in Beverly Hills. Yeah, theme park in Beverly Hills. It's great. My favorite part is that Eddie Murphy's got to rescue these kids off this ride that's out of control, right? And he cuts in front of George Lucas, who goes, "Hey!" And in the credits it says, "Disappointed man, George Lucas." And I was like, yeah, well, welcome to how we all feel, George. Thanks to your stupid movies, we're all disappointed man. But it's a really strange movie. The finale is in this fake dark ride, which is only good because the ride vehicles are the Time Machine from George Powell's The Time Machine. I'm a big nerd. But it's a terrible movie. Great love letter to theme park fans. Ray Harryhausen has a cameo. If you watch in the background, there's a lot of theme park weirdness going on. And the best part about it is that it was almost Knott's. That John Landis, who directed it, came here, surveyed the park, was almost us. So I mean, yes and no, we dodged an Eddie Murphy crappy movie bullet, but who hasn't? I mean, it might have been the last time the guy was even coherent on screen and not a talking donkey. So, what is the distance from Ipswich, Queensland, Australia to Knott's Berry Farm? 14 clicks. I don't know. It's the theme park that made the Kelso run, less than 12 parsecs. Why do trucks have flashing hazard lights while driving on the freeway at night? Maybe they got, I don't know. May Amber please have a prize. Who's Amber? Amber, here's your soy joy bar. All right, let's get going here. Why is Perilous Plunge open in January, February, but in rehab for the summer?
It's usually not planned to be down for 8
Yeah.
months.
We have a sense of humor.
Yeah. By the way, great improvements all around the park. Look at that. All right. I don't even know what this means. I mean, they're not even weird. They're not even real questions. Third boat on Perilous Plunge. Third train on accelerator. I don't know. This is mean like, will you add a third ride conveyance vehicle, right? Is that what that means?
Yes.
Yeah. No. Okay. I like turtles. Do you? Sure. Will Ghost Rider be getting topper track? I don't know what that means. Is that same question before?
Same question.
Same question, same answer. All right. Are you a streamer? Arsenal. Thanks for the Roundhouse tour. It was awesome, as well as all the tours. You're welcome. But like that's like ice cream on a piece of bark or something. It's like, oh, thanks. But here's the invasive personal question on top. Thanks. What has been your most memorable experience at Knott's Berry Farm, Joey?
Probably working my first haunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What year was that?
It was 1985.
85.
It was
Nice.
a lot of fun.
How many nights were there?
I
6?
think back then there were only 6.
Yeah.
And I think it was only Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. Rafi, your most memorable experience working at Knott's?
Well, I was going to say my first date, but I guess not working at Knott's. We'll just leave that alone.
Oh dear. Well, I'll say one of my most memorable was when I was a monster. The moment I scared somebody so bad she vomited.
Awesome. Mine would be Tommy Toom for pretty much the same reasons. I did a show in the Boardwalk Theater in 2004 where I played a lounge singer. I can't sing. So the whole joke of the show was I can't sing, and it was a singing show. And people would walk in and just hate me. And it was like, this is awesome. They hate me. It's working. So yeah, nice. Do you guys plan on putting Topper track on Ghost Rider? Okay. Is Canada a lot different than California?
In so many ways, yes.
Yeah, okay. Giga. This says
Mega.
Giga. Mega. Hola. Alright.
Adios.
Number 4 on my list. And you know, this movie probably would have been higher, except I like to collect movies, and this movie's too expensive. It's $30. It's only available on Warner On Demand. It's called 40 Pounds of Trouble. It stars Tony Curtis as a guy who is supposed to take care of this little girl for the weekend. Has anybody seen this movie? Mice Chat goes on about it for days. Al Lutz has done essay after essay about this movie. It's the only non-Disney production that was allowed full access to Disneyland, 1961-62. So the park looks unbelievable. Cool movie, terrible movie, fun background stuff, but like I said, it's not available anywhere. You go on Amazon, it's like $65 or something, so no, it's a bummer. But it's a cool movie. Why do Americans drive on the wrong side?
We have a sense of humor.
That's right. Why are your sodas so sweet? I guess this is from, who wrote this, or where are you from? Where are you from? Australia. Are the sodas like what, bitter? Like, there you go, there's sugar next to it, man. You stir in. I mean, I don't. Yeah. Well, we're Americans. We're Americans. We're big and fat. We like everything sugary. We got a bacon chocolate funnel cake. So in America, if there's a way to make it worse for you health-wise, we will do it. We're like, thank you. We're like the grapes of wrath when it comes to crappy stuff for you. Wherever there's a salted snack treat, you'll be there. All right. Can I have the chicken recipe? No. We already had this question. Was Canada's Wonderland New Kick Coaster really supposed to go to Knott's? No. Comment. A big thank you to Knott's for making this event a success. You really make us feel welcome. I guess that wasn't the case yesterday? They told us to get out. Have you been on the Finding Nemo ride at Disneyland? Yes. You should design one that goes through Knott's jelly instead of water. And what I was talking about, if there's a way to make it less healthy, we will have a submarine ride through jelly. If they go, preserves are healthier. No, we wanted jelly. I want to be in a big can full of smelly tourists zooming through jelly. I've been on the Nemo. You been on the Nemo ride? Yeah. Is it a good ride? I mean, I don't know what... I have better, mixed feelings at the Nemo ride because it's like, I'm in a submarine. Oh, it's all dry. Oh, it's a dry scene in there with like a little thing. I mean, it's brilliant and colorful and yada, but they took out it's a half submarine ride, half dark ride thing. Yeah, so, I don't know, I like it.
I got dizzy.
You got dizzy?
I did, I got dizzy.
Okay, Joey, what's the maximum speed of accelerator?
The accelerator hits 83 miles per hour.
All right, not enough to go back in time, but close to it. Can we ride that speed tonight, it says?
It could technically be cranked up higher than that, but you can't go faster than that because you have issues on the other end of the drop.
Do you want us to crank it up so you end up on La Palma? I mean, how much of a thrill seeker are you? Look, I'm not happy unless there's a chance we're all going to die on this ride. I'm the TPR man, that's how I'm going out.
So we'll actually ride at 83 tonight.
83 tonight, okay. Now Rob's laughing, but I've seen some of the rides you've gone on.
Oh, yes.
Some of those rides are scary. That fake Disneyland we always talk about is like horrific.
Did you see the update recently where my wife paid a woman with a monkey to go on a wacky worm?
That sounds like the beginning of something. What are you going to do with KOD? We've already answered that. Did Charlie and Lucy ever hook up? Explain in details. Yes, I will explain this. You go, Oh, I like this one. It's got a little box. Do you like me? Yes or no? I checked no. All right. Oh my God, look at this. All right. Are you planning on adding 7 inversions to Jaguar? No. When will Red Baron and Camp Snoopy go as high as Windseeker? Never. How good is my handwriting? Can I have a tour of the berry farm? Yes. How many more questions can I ask? 1. Are you going to build something that goes? Are you going to build an aqua trap that goes to the underground parking walkway? No. There's more in the back? Is boysenberry a real thing? Yes. Did I spell it right? All right. Why did I ride Perilous Plunge? Okay. Mr. Tucker, I'd like to do a book report on the 6th key. Okay. But I can't read. Should I start with the 1st key? There's only the 6th key. If you want to meet me afterwards, I'll start reading it to you. All right. Hey Jeff, thank you for being so entertaining. This is great because I didn't do it yet. Where can we find a shiny jacket such as yours, and can you model it for us? There it is, and you just have to kill Liberace. I already did. All right. Thanks for putting on an excellent West Coast bash. You're welcome. If and when will Accelerator's track get painted? When will Accelerator's track get painted?
Soon.
All right. Can we please get Steel Ball ERT on Silver Bullet tonight? Is that the maintenance thing? How long does it take to make a revolution, Joey? If you know what I'm talking about, you probably do, right? You're all theme park nerds like me. Silver Bullet has a little steel round cage that the maintenance guys ride the whole track, and it's like a gyroscope. It always stays level, right? And how long does it take to make a revolution?
The guys are telling you it takes about 6 hours.
6 hours! So if you get in line now, we'll have everybody on it by Thursday. When is the ETA for the adult-sized pump car ride in Camp Snoopy? Huff and Puff. Huff and Puff for the adults is only when your car breaks down in the parking lot. Will you trade the log ride for Six Flags Magic Mountain's Log Jammer? That's like trading my mom's fried chicken for your peanut butter and jelly. No. Also, I love Knott's because they have Pepsi. And then they wrote, Rob should hear this, so I have to read it.
All right, who wrote that one?
Six Flags sucks because they have Coke. Is there like a cola war going on?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You picked the loser.
This one's just top secret. So. All right. Will you guys be putting Pony Express trains on Accelerator for your TV? Whose is that? Soy Joy. Here we go. All right. Six Flags Magic Mountain would let us have ERT on Lex Luthor, will you? Yes, go tell him I said it was okay. Will you marry me? Brooke, this is for you.
Taken, sorry.
Oh, sorry. All right. Can you teach the guys up in Valencia how to keep a theme park clean? Wow. That's harsh, man. Was it Park 30? Yes. A little bit. Moo. Catawalks. I'll give that to him for later. All right. Ghost Town and Fiesta Village are looking awesome with their respective refreshes. Any plans on refreshing the back sections of the park?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to continue to go from one side to the other side of the park, so slowly we'll build into that. Absolutely.
Where's our dinosaur ride?
Rock is available at Huff and Puff.
Yeah, Huff and Puff, or there's one in Florida. All right. Was the new open hire process as much of a success as the old open hire process? I don't even know what that means. You mean for haunt or for regular? Who wrote this?
Oh, actually, it was successful. We did manage to get through. We were a little worried, but it went pretty well, actually.
What did you guys do different?
We actually gave out numbers the day before. It used to be that you'd arrive, it was first come, first served, people would camp out. This week, the Sunday before we hired on Monday, we gave out numbers. And so you had to come at a specific time based on the number you received. So I'm not exactly sure that we'll be doing it exactly that way again, but it was successful.
Okay. Giga Coaster? No. Is Cornstalkers leaving? We can't really talk about that, can we? Nope.
Sorry.
Was In Games and Delirium as much of a success as you wanted it to be?
I think so, yes, absolutely.
Yes. Will there be any changes to Not Scary Farm's rehire or audition process? You guys sit at the same table?
There probably will
Yeah.
be, but I won't get too specific.
What is up? What is up with the markers in parking lot 1 by the Knott's Hotel? I don't know what that means. What is up with the markers in parking lot 1 by the Knott's? What does that mean? Survey markers, or did somebody like drop some pins? I lost some Sharpies. Are there survey markers in the parking lot? I don't know.
We're just doing renovation in the park, so I think the cone's just kind of hanging out there just to keep the construction very clear.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Okay. Okay, number 2 on my list. We're almost to my favorite one. Number 2 is a terrible movie. It might be one of the worst movies of all time. The movie is so bad that the star of the movie bought the movie so that it could never be released again. Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. You ever seen this? Awesome movie. It came out in 1978. It stars the band Kiss. They're going to play a concert at Magic Mountain, not Six Flags, but at Magic Mountain. And there's an evil scientist replacing them with robots. Like, it's the worst movie you've ever seen, but it has so much cool vintage Magic Mountain footage that it's fantastic. And the fact that the band, there were years where you couldn't even mention it to the band or they would throw you out. So, I mean, that's awesome that they bought it. So, you can't get it, it's not available. It might be on YouTube, but I have a bootleg. Fantastic. Terrible, terrible movie, but great because of the vintage footage. All right. Where is that catawampus suit character you promised TPR last year at the Q&A session? Did I promise that it'd be walk around catawampus?
You did actually.
Oh, well, like I said, I pitched that to like tons of haunt guys, not like hot guys, haunt guys. These hot guys, I was hoping they dress up as the catawampus for me. But nobody wants to do it. Nobody thinks it's scary, which is hilarious to me because we've got like a scarecrow and there's a guy dressed as a chicken. The chicken guy is like, oh, that just doesn't seem scary to me. Okay. I don't know. All right. Who steals shoes, used shoes at a water park? Giant size 14 shoes. Somebody the shoes stolen? The water park? It's so sad. The real question is, why aren't aquatic shoes allowed on Soak City slides? I don't know.
It has to go back to the manufacturers. It has to go with the safety slides.
Manufacturer said so. We don't set that. All right. Is there any chance that you could get multi-ratcheting lap bars for Timberline Twister so that some of the more round members can ride it? It's a question for the Americans. I don't think that's going to happen, right? If you're too big to get the credit on Twister, you're too big to get the credit on Twister. What can I tell you? I don't have that problem. I get in no problem. My legs don't even reach the end, so welcome to my world. Oh, hello. What are Kelly and Lady doing for dinner tonight? That's a real question. Are they here? Kelly, Lady, you still here? They left. They have dates with jocks, so sorry. Okay, there's one more question, and then the number one theme park movie. Did anybody know the one I missed? The greatest one of all time? What is it? National Lampoon's Vacation, the greatest theme park movie of all time. If you haven't seen this, you're living under a rock. They spend the whole movie. I mean, this is everybody's life where you get, they get to the park and it's closed, right? And Clark goes and gets a gun. And it's like, no, you're open. Like, this is every guy, every girl who's gone to a theme park, and the ride they want to go on is, it was closed for rehab. You know, Moose out front should have told you. You're like, no, you're open today. You know what I mean? The Matterhorn's open today. We're at Disneyland. He works at Laughingstock. And there's also a guy named Rob Perez who's worked many years as far as the sound and the jokes, and Brooks done the set. The Hanging is a ton of people working together. But in the early 90s, it was a guy named Tom Clough. And Clough was the guy who really molded the show into what it is, this pop culture mania thing. And it's weird because the show went from, the Witch Hanging is about 8 minutes, 9 minutes, like it's really short. Then the Hanging became 15 minutes, 20 minutes in the 90s, 25 minutes. Then it was like 5 or 6 characters. Like when Ken and I went to do the 2002 Hanging, which was, we had to come up with a show after 9/11 because the show that ran in 2001 was already well undone before 9/11 happened. But when it came time to do 2002, we were like, we have to address this. We have to talk about, let's go back to the beginning. We opened with a Witch Hanging. So we watched a lot of the old shows. And it's funny because those shows were like, one guy was Rush Limbaugh, and he was in the whole show. Like, he would come out, they'd cut, full production on the show. You don't know who's going to get hung. You're waiting for somebody to be a jerk in the media. You're waiting for Mel Gibson to get pulled over. You're waiting for somebody to do something stupid. Rebecca, it's funny because Norman from Mice Chat, if you know Norman from Mice Chat, he emailed me in February or March of last year with the link to the Friday video, and he just wrote, "You're welcome." And I watched it. It was the first time I watched it, and I was like, what the hell am I looking at? Is this real? This can't be real. This is a joke, right? And then it just sort of built, and it's like, when you get to the show, Charlie Sheen was the obvious choice, but by the time Halloween had come around, Charlie Sheen was a little back in the news, right? He wasn't on every day talking about tiger's blood and this and that, right? If you saw the show, the first show, we hung Rebecca Black, and then it was like, we gotta have a meeting. Is this appropriate? She's a young girl. The hanging victim, you want it to be appropriate. You want the audience to have a good time. You don't want them to hate you. And sometimes you reveal who it is, and they hate you for it. My suggestion last year was to hang Bieber again. Like, we'll just do it again. We'll hang Bieber every year.
I think we can hang him over and over again and get the same reaction.
What's that?
I think we can hang him over and over again and get the same reaction.
Yeah, you can just hang Bieber, right? Just drag him out, hang him, right? Who cares? He's hated, right? All right.
Brooke, do you know what maze the Minion's going to be taking over?
Wait, say that again? I can't.
Which maze is the Minion going to be taking over?
Where is Dominion going to be located?
It's going where Lockdown west.
Okay, what was that? Another guy standing in the back over here?
That was kind of an announcement.
We can do a couple quick ones.
Yeah, okay. Each quiet's like a tweet. Hold on. Just confirmed. Hold on. This just in. Yes.
Hi. So this comes from somebody who's watched poster shows from about 10 years ago and heard about Ghost Rider and how amazing it was. It was once upon a time one of the top 5 in the country, I think. And I was just wondering if there's plans or if there's anything in the work. Are you looking at retracking and or putting parts?
Can you repeat that question one more time? Retracking it again, you said?
Basically, I think the consensus is that, you know, a lot of people think that over years it's gotten a lot rougher than it has when it first opened. And a lot of parks will go through and sort of retrack and do sort of like a full, you know, top to bottom, you know, maintenance refurb on it. Are you guys planning on doing any sort of like really major work on the ride to sort of bring it back to when it was smoother in its original years?
Right. As you know, we always do track work on the, throughout the whole year. And we're in the midst of it right now, looking at a manufacturer who has a different type of train that takes away some of the roughness away from that. So we're in the midst of kind of walking through that process. So yeah, absolutely, we're going to be looking into that.
All right, let's get 2 more questions. Who's got a good one for, anybody have a?
You want to go joy bar, sir?
Yeah, throw it.
Yeah.
Throw it out this way, Dev. Anybody got another question for Rafi? Question for Rafi, anyone? Let's see.
I have a question about accelerator. Why does each line at the station correspond to one whole train? Which seems kind of confusing for people getting on. One line when you walk through to get on the train, it's one train goes to each line. So car.
So basically what you're asking is instead of individual rows, why did they decide to do one line for a car?
I think when we went back and we're installing accelerator, looking at the size of the dock and the space that we had, putting another set of rails in and having the gate smaller would not comply with some of the ADA issues that we have out there we need to comply with new construction.
One more question. We got one more.
So I heard a comment about the newest wind here. And some people that are new to the area get up really high and it goes very fast and they're unable to enjoy the big view. So I'm wondering if it's possible to maybe run it for a couple hours, like sort of a tourist mode, and then the rest of the day at the regular speed.
Trying to go back and forth with the programming of the ride. I won't feel comfortable with that at this point. Even when you ride that thing, it's such a big circumference, it doesn't spin that fast, so you still feel like you're soaring through the sky. So it's a pleasurable ride. I wouldn't call it a thrill ride. Unless you got your eyes closed, it's a whole different story. So
You guys have sky
I didn't want to stay away from trying to change the different programming of each attraction.
And also, you guys they still have an observation tower here in Sky Cabin. So, all right, Jennifer, are we good? So
We're good, everybody.
I want to say
Thank you all.
Thank you, folks.